Well, that didn't work out, but that's okay.
Oh, I think I fucked that up.
Now we're live.
Now we're live. I think we might have been live before, but
We
all of
were.
a sudden it like flipped. Yeah, it was fucked up. Whatever. Hey, how's it going? Welcome to Rules of the Pit. We're here with It's Fine tonight. Totally stoked to talk to you guys. I've totally been loving your new album here. And yeah, just thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Thank
man.
you for having us.
Happy to be here. Yeah, thank you for having us. We
So,
appreciate it.
in all transparency for anybody watching or anything, first live for us other than fucking around last night. So, bear with us. Hang in there. We're going to do the best we can with a live. We normally record these and put these on YouTube, but we're going to go live tonight with It's Fine and hopefully provide some entertainment for anybody paying attention.
Hell yeah.
So, what's up, boys?
Oh, not much. Just chilling. Been a week of work. I'm about done with that. Screw that.
I have the pleasure of already knowing these gentlemen, which is a good thing because they signed to a certain record label, but we won't talk about that. Or we can, but I'm not going to boast and brag about it because, yeah, I probably will. I lie. But
what better place?
So, guys, give us a little bit of backstory. I know Steven's not here, and he usually does most of the chawing, but Aaron, I know you can do it too, and Wyatt will sit there and look pretty for us.
Yeah, I mean, that's what he does best. That and being our drum machine, our resident drum machine. A little backstory. Meatbag and I started this off as kind of an acoustic project. We talked about doing like an acoustic duo, like Tony Sly, Joey Cape kind of thing, playing some shows around the greater Phoenix area and maybe the surrounding states. And it's funny. We talked about it. We're like, okay, yeah, we're just doing an acoustic thing. Like, this isn't going to turn into a band. Like we even said that at one point. We're just doing acoustic, and next thing I know, he's like, hey, I think Wyatt can jam with us from Skulldrug. And I'm like, oh yeah, absolutely. We need to jam with Wyatt. And then I think that's just where, we inevitably became a band. And yeah, that was maybe back in December, I want to say that we did that when we first got together with Wyatt. And we had another bass player at the beginning. And yeah, Meatbag already had some songs ready to go. He and I wrote a couple things in the time that we were jamming. And then by the time we got Wyatt there, Wyatt learned all the songs. Then we started writing stuff together. And then we got the last piece of the puzzle, which was Alec, our bassist. And yeah, he really completed the whole thing. And we've just hit the ground running since then. I mean, it's all been kind of a blur. I mean, it's only been 8 months, but not that it feels like a long time. I just feel like we've covered a decent amount of ground in that time, writing songs, playing shows. We DIY recorded our EP, self-titled EP, out on Fifth Day Records. And yeah, we got connected with Matt and Tim and the Fifth Day Records crew. And yeah, I mean, it's been a wild ride. I can't believe it's only been 8 months or so since we started this, and I feel like we've covered a lot of ground. You
guys are definitely veterans in the scene. I mean, you've all had your time with bands and like that, so that I think that kind of helped.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, you had some pretty impressive credentials coming right off the bat. I mean, your first big live show, the first one you dropped, who was that with?
Our first what? I'm sorry.
Big live show.
Our first big live show.
First live show, I think it was, right?
Yeah, I was just saying. I mean, our very first live show, we played a kind of a local showcase out at the Time Out Lounge. That was kind of like to get the rust off, and then right after that, hit the ground running with Urethane, Steve Caballero's band. So that was
nice.
that was wild because I mean, we come from skate punk, so. Everyone knows Steve Caballero, so
hell yeah,
that was crazy, and he was such a cool guy. Urethane was a great band, man. That was so cool to witness. Those guys are so good, and I hope we get to play with them again for sure.
Absolutely. Influences. obviously, you know, I've listened to your album, and what I kind of get from your album is very lagwagony, bad astronaut mixed with
Mm.
some new fan.
Mm.
Our,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
You're on the right track for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, yeah. Like both of you, what were your main influences, kind of growing up, and kind of led you into those directions?
You want to go first, Wyatt?
Sure. So I actually come from like a country family. So I was raised on country music and didn't
Okay.
get much rock and roll or anything like that until I was older. But then luckily, you know, kind of found my way into punk as well after I got out of the army and everything. But my influences are definitely, you know, more Bad Religion, No Effects, but going
Nice.
into like Pears and RKL, Propaganda, you know, different things like that. I mean, I drum okay-ish. I mean, that's, you know, my handle on Instagram is I drum okay-ish. But I listen to some bands with some really great drummers. So that's kind of what I'm into.
Awesome.
Okay, as she says. He says okay.
Yeah, he's
Right?
better than okay.
So
Yeah.
humble.
Yeah,
So humble.
yeah.
He's over
You
there
are-
just killing it, not even like showing any like, nope, this is nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, not even breaking a sweat. I'm
Not
sure
breaking a
half the
damn
time.
sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, from what I've heard, you're drumming a little above okayish. Okay. Like,
Yeah. I'd say so.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
He's got a pretty
My
drum
influences
set too. We got
probably-
some good pictures of it.
Oh, dude, he does. He's got the branded "It's Fine" kick drum head and everything
Beauty.
right off
It
the
looked,
bat.
it
had
looked
that ready to
really
go.
nice. It looked really nice on that Doll Hut stage. I gotta say that, with everything, like all the stickers and everything behind it, it
Oh,
just had
yeah.
a nice feel. It felt like it belonged there.
Absolutely. Hell yeah.
So, how
back
about
to the
your
influences.
Yeah.
Mine are like I don't know, I was like 7 or so when Enema of the State, Blink-182 came out, and I just remember
Mhm.
that being like the first like any kind of punk or punk adjacent thing that I had ever heard. That and maybe some Offspring songs that my dad had played. My mom was into a lot of 80s stuff. My dad at the time was getting into kind of pop punk and
Okay.
skate punk stuff. And then that quickly segued into Fat Record stuff like No Use for a Name and Lagwagon and, yeah, like you said, Bad Astronaut and all of that. I really latched onto No Use for a Name really hard. And
Oh, Tony was
all-
awesome.
yeah, man, seriously, never forget Tony Sly. But yeah, that was No Use has been my favorite band since I was probably 6 or 7 years old. And after Tony died, I found like this, which I'm sure a lot of us did. I found this like void, you know, there's like this void of music that I'm like looking to fill. Like there's plenty of skate punk bands. And, you know, at that time, No Use had kind of like mellowed out into something that was like a little different than just like your normal skate punk band. And I loved it so much. It was, I say mellowed out,
Yeah.
but it was different, you know, like that. That last album they
Totally
made
get it.
still had their edge to it, but it was, you know, their harmonies, the melodies, all that was just beautiful to me. And after Tony died, I like started looking for bands. I was trying to find any band that was more like modern, maybe that sounded like No Use, and that sent me down like a smaller band rabbit hole. I
Right.
had never been exposed to like local music or like smaller skate punk bands, and I found bands like the Swellers and Counterpunch and
Counterpunch is awesome.
much the
I
same. Oh,
love them.
dude, they're so
Yes.
good, man. So
Yes.
good. Yeah, and I started getting exposed to like these kinds of bands, and I was like, oh yeah, there's a lot of good stuff out there. And quickly after that is when I decided, you know what, it was actually at the Fat Wreck 25 show out in San Francisco. Me and my brother and my buddy flew out to that, and I remember being at that show being like, you know what, I'm gonna play guitar. I'm gonna pick up guitar. So that's what I did. And a year later, I faked my way into a punk band. I made them think I was a real musician. And
That's
uh,
'cause
yeah,
Dude,
Yeah.
dude, that's all we gotta do as punk rock
Exactly.
guitarists. Seriously, I'm in a band as well, a punk rock band, and it's you fake it till you make it, right?
Exactly.
I feel like that's
Otherwise,
the way everybody has.
yeah, exactly.
It's the perfect genre for that, you know? Like it's just
It,
it's that you just have to have the I don't know, I feel like you just have to have the attitude and a slight bit of desire, you know. You'll figure out how to
Slight-
play a few power chords. You'll figure that out eventually.
exactly. Well, funny thing about my own band, and I'm sorry to even talk about this, but all of us are guitarists, our drummer included. He's our drummer is actually the best guitarist in the band, which
Damn.
is fucking like unreal. He's my best friend. He's taught me over the years. Like we started playing together over a decade ago, and he's been teaching me, even though I came in as his second guitarist. He's been teaching me ever since to be better. And then he's like, yeah, we don't have a whole surplus of drummers up here in Southern Ontario, Canada. So,
Well, maybe he should teach you how to drum instead.
dude, no,
So
no,
you can be in
no,
12 bands.
no,
Don't drop
no,
that
no.
nugget. I was supposed to leave that alone. That's it.
No, the problem with that is I started as a drummer. I started as a drummer. I could not cut it as a drummer, and I said, you know what? I think guitar might be easier. And you know what? So far, to me, it probably has been easier. Drumming is not easy. I give you all the credit, man. Like that shit is not easy.
No, standing up
and-
there with the guitar is not easy.
He's like, look, honestly, I just don't want to carry all that crap, man. Too much gear.
that too. But yeah,
When you're not big enough for roadies, you just don't drum. 'cause,
Exactly.
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 So, just off the cuff question, what's the funniest thing for either of you that has happened at a gig yet? Self-inflicted or not, trust me, I've got a ton of self-inflicted. Like, what the fuck was that, Fletcher? Like, that was fucked up, man. Like, sorry,
nothing
guys.
really- you know, it's funny. We only went out of town, I guess 2 weekends we went out of town. We played a couple like northern towns in Arizona, and then we played in Hemet, California, and then in Anaheim, California. And we've really only played, we played 6-7 shows maybe. So we haven't had like a lot of time to do anything too crazy. And it's funny because 3/4 of our band is mostly sober, California sober, we'll call it that. 3 out of 4 of us don't drink. So it's funny now that we're all like, I feel like we're all grown and not doing as much stupid stuff as we used to. Like, I definitely have done a lot of stupid stuff in my other band. And I'm sure Wyatt can agree with that. I'm sure he's done his fair share of dumb stuff. Self-inflicted.
I can give funny stories, from other bands, but at least for the last while, it's been pretty straightforward. We actually get like sleep at night. It's kind of nice.
I mean, you
We
did have
put
kind of a
20
funny
strains
story.
of weed in ourselves.
You did have a kind of a funny story from Hemet, and I know you've told it in other interviews, but I mean, it's a pretty good story to tell. I would say.
Yeah. The place we played in Hemet, is that what you're talking about? Yeah. So we walk into this bar, and this place has been around a long time. And what was it called? Was it Chappie's? Is that what it was?
Yeah,
I think it was Chappie's.
I think
Yeah.
Chappie's. Yeah. Cool place. Everyone was cool. When we walked in, we're like looking around. We're like, where's the stage? We walked in this little area, and it's a very narrow bar. And we're kind of thinking like, where can we even play? and they're like, oh, right there in that corner. And we turn around and there's like a little table there, and it's like right by the back door. And I think whoever they said that to kind of laughed. They kind of giggled like that, like, oh. and then they're like, no, really, that's where it is. Like, they just like folded this table up against the wall, and they're like, okay, there you go, there's the spot. And it was no joke. Like, I've played some small places, I've played some divey places, I've played punk shows in storage units. Like, you know, like I've played like abandoned basements and stuff like that. And this was by far the smallest space I think we've had to work with band wise. Like, there's like an opening, like we set the drums up on an actual, like a handicap ramp, because the ramp leads like right up to the back door, and there was literally nowhere else to put it. So Wyatt's setting his drum up on this slant, and he's got to play his drums, you know, at a slight angle. And like our bassist is having to like literally like move out of the way for people that are trying to go out the back door to smoke. And you know, it was a fun show. It was kind of chaotic, but you know, it's good enough for punk rock, is how I like to say it, you know.
Oh yeah. Honestly, sometimes those shows are the most fun. I remember a couple of years back, my band, we were playing the show in a small bar in a small town next door to our town, and there was this couple from fucking Ireland, and like they're over visiting, they don't know better, they happened upon this bar that we just happened to be playing that night, and we're fucking punk rockers, so like we've got the whole PA fucking everything like blaring. They are literally sitting 2 feet away from the one main monitor, and we're like, you might want to move. Yeah. like we're not disrespecting you, maybe you do like loud music, but you might want to move. You are like directly in front of that monitor, and that's about to blow your fucking head off.
It's going to hurt.
Yeah. And they were just like, no, we'll play it out here and see how it goes. And they sat there for the entire 2.5 fucking hours that we fucking blew fucking punk rock into their brains, and they loved every fucking second of it. Give you a little background.
That's amazing.
My band is a punk rock cover band, which is basically based off Me First and the Gimme Gimmes, but we've not only do we cover their shit, which is funny because we're a cover band of a cover band, but we also have like all of our own covers. So we cover a shit ton of Beatles, and we do it Me First way, you know, like, or Footloose, you know, all that shit.
That's
Anyways,
awesome.
They fucking loved every second of it. And they even came up to us before they left, and they were like, you know, we are like, these people had to have been pushing 70.
Oh,
they
wow.
should not have enjoyed the punk rock the way they did, but they were like, we really enjoyed this. Like, we're gonna go back to fucking Ireland saying this was such a great time because we knew a lot of the songs, but you had twisted them so much.
Yeah.
You know, so
That's awesome.
those tiny little shows, you never know who you're going to meet. It could be somebody from across the fucking globe, and somehow you touched them that night and they'll remember that. So
Yeah. That's
Sorry.
crazy. That's so cool.
Sorry, I totally went on a fucking tangent there, but
No, you're good, man.
Where's Meatbag? He's still not here. So he working tonight?
Yeah, I think he
he's
is working.
working.
I know he's working for Metallica this weekend, I think,
Jeez.
doing stage
How
setup. So
how dare him? How dare him?
No,
Earn it
for
living.
Metallica, that's so
horrible.
not punk.
We'll give him a
Yeah.
pass. I know he can spread out.
We'll give him a pass. Yeah, no, he's a hard worker, man. we'll go ahead and just I'll go ahead and just talk him up a little bit before he gets here because he won't let me do it if he's here. But that dude's crazy. Like you mentioned your buddy who's a drummer who's just a killer guitar player too. It's funny when Meatbag and I were jamming. I was trying to get him not to play guitar, not because he's a great guitarist, but like he's a drummer. So like that's how I knew him the first 5 or so years that I knew Meatbag was just this amazing drummer. And I remember the band he was in they're from here as well, called Contradiction. One of the most killer local bands, I think. They had some just amazing songwriting and some killer potential. Meatbag was their drummer when I met them, and I remember just thinking like, man, like this dude is wild. He's so good. And then one day he shows up on stage at the Marquee, and there was a different drummer, and Meatbag's holding a guitar, and I hadn't talked to him beforehand about what was going on. And I was just like, what is going on right now? Like, is he playing guitar? And then they start their set, and dude walks to the edge of the stage and just starts shredding a solo. And I'm like, dude, I am so done, man. I am just I am so done. I can't handle this. The dude is like, I didn't even know he played guitar really. Like I knew he played a little bit, and then I see this dude just absolutely shredding. But dude's got a ton of talent. He's a super hard worker. He wrote most of our songs. Like It's Fine. That was one that he brought to the table when he and I started jamming. And yeah, dude's got just killer songwriting ability, killer instrumental ability, and he's a hard worker. You know.
Now that you kissed his ass, Trevor, he's been in the waiting room for a little bit waiting for you.
Oh God,
what?
Could he hear me this whole time?
Oh, son of a bitch! Son of a bitch! Son of a bitch! He is there.
There he is.
No.
I'm always watching.
Oh damn! That dang old Meatbag.
I hear the earth
I'm
shaking
sorry,
a little
dude.
bit. My ears are ringing a tiny.
But before we let him talk, because he will talk and he will say good things. The thing that I'm going to add is, you talked about him being a great drummer and all that, but holy shit, I've had a lot of people come up to me after the Doll Hut and say, dude, that guy's got some stage presence. Like, he really commands that stage as a lead singer.
Absolutely, he does.
Really. And it was amazing for all of us. Like, the pictures we got, some of them came out so fucking cool because you let the hair down and just, like, really got into it. And we could get the whole spread of the band with Steven right up front, like, commanding it. And it was kind of killer.
Yep.
You know those kids that I'm sure you guys have been to a playground a time or two, but you know those kids that show up to the playground, they're just like, that's me when I walk on a stage and Wyatt starts counting the song or something. I'm just pumped.
Well, welcome to Rules of the Pit, Steven.
Thank you guys. I appreciate this.
Yes.
Sorry I was a little bit late, just doing some work and some day job stuff.
We still got a good 35, 40 minutes, so you're good.
Yeah, it's all good. I hope I didn't keep you waiting. I didn't even realize I had to fucking scroll down to see if there was new people. I'm like, somebody is waiting.
This is the joys
Thanks,
of our
Matt.
first live. We got to get all the bugs out. Like, I can't even do the comments and stuff because I'm still not at it as a presenter, but we'll get there.
Well, no worries at all. And I'm sure the rest of the guys are just happy to even be doing this. So thank you.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
And everybody else talked about stuff. So, Steven, whatever you want to talk about, man, spit it out. Let it go.
You want me to talk about me?
Sure.
Yeah, bro.
Why not? Talk
Cut a
about the
promo
guys.
right
Talk
now.
about you. They didn't talk too much about themselves. So,
Not much.
Yeah, I'm sure the guys kind of gave you somewhat of a background, but yeah, Aaron and I just kind of started this thing with an idea of just playing acoustics together and just writing some songs that way. And then next thing you know, we're shopping for guitars at Guitar Center. We're calling Wyatt to join the band. We're reaching out to people like Alec because we've been wanting to play with a guy like that for a long time. Like, he's just incredible. That's honestly one dude that just, like, when you think you're taking yourself too seriously, like when we're out there playing or whatever, he'll crack a little jokey joke and bring you back down to earth and let you know that, you don't need to be all serious. It's all about having fun. So
Yeah.
Alec being a part of this band, like I can't preach enough about having him. He brings a certain type of energy to our band that really completed us, because it was us three for a little bit before he joined. Wasn't very long, but that dude completed us when he joined.
Good stuff. He's a
And
quiet
I
storm.
didn't talk about it before, but like we have all known each other for probably like almost a decade. Me, Meatbag, Wyatt, and Alec, and it was kind of like it felt like a super group to me, because just because of them. Like I've liked all their bands forever. The Contradiction Squared, the Accident Theory, Black Mountain Moonshine, and Skulldrug, and then Alec is in my other band, First or Last. And I was so stoked to have him join FOL, and then when he agreed to be in It's Fine, and then when Wyatt agreed to jam, because we knew how busy he was before. We even had a couple people tell us, like, "No way, you got Wyatt to jam? Like, you got Wyatt to come play with you?" And they're all jealous. I'm like, "Yep, sure did."
And Wyatt,
And
Wyatt's
I
the
had
one-
nothing to do with it. Meatbag's the one that was like, "Hey, should we jam with Wyatt?" I was like, "Absolutely, we should jam with Wyatt."
I just asked him, bro. Like I just felt like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna ask. What's he gonna
Yeah.
say? No? And he didn't.
Right.
He said yes.
Yeah, the
Well,
stars
and
aligned. Everything worked out.
Wyatt's the one that brought you guys to Fifth Day Records too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
He sure
I mean,
did.
Yep.
it like we eternally grateful. Let's put it that way.
He's the Lars. He owns us.
Wow.
That's horrible.
One time
I'm
I
just
said
kidding.
one time we were doing an interview like this, and I was like kind of explaining, like, oh yeah, Wyatt and I, we do like a chunk of the interviews. We're like the Lars and James, and then we hung up, and he was like, dude, don't ever. You could have picked anybody. Dave and Taylor. You could have picked Dave and Taylor. You picked James and Lars.
Yeah, Dave and Taylor would have been better. Just
That would've been
You
better.
could have picked Smelly. You could have picked Mike and Smelly, dude. And,
Yeah.
and fucking I
even Melvin and Smelly. Come on.
picked, bro.
It's like, please, no more Metallica jokes. Please, no more Metallica.
Yeah, Steven, you're probably getting your fill of Metallica right now. We don't need to joke
Yeah.
about it, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. No, it's cool, dude. They're all like really nice people. Like their whole, like, I don't know. It seems to be that a lot of the rock bands that are successful, because I've worked for like Foo Fighters before, their whole crew, very nice people, very friendly, easy to work with. And same thing with like Metallica. Their crew's very nice, easy to work with, and so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
crazy thing is, we were talking to Dave Lake last week from Diesel Boy, and he kind of led on to the same thing. Like he was saying, he goes, I'll tell you guys from the interviewer's perspective, because Dave Lake's interviewed fucking Tony Bennett and like all these huge
Oh, wow.
celebrities, right? He used to do interviews for, who was it for? It was for like MSN or Microsoft, or like he was doing, like he was
Oh, wow.
working through these interviews.
I think it was Microsoft.
I think it was
Some
Microsoft, yeah, but
Microsoft
crazy.
company.
But he was interviewing these guys, and he was like, I'll tell you right now, the musicians and the bands are the ones that do the best interviews, because even the big bands, even the huge names, they all are so appreciative, even if they're selling out fucking Madison Square Garden. They're still so appreciative to have that honor and to be, put into that light versus movie celebrities or whoever else is interviewed. So yeah, I imagine, and all I can picture of fucking James now is that photo that circulated of him out shopping with his family in his shorts and flip flops and little t-shirt and like on Melrose or whatever, but he's like all dressed down like a commoner, It's like I just like that, to me screams, yeah, that dude's probably an okay dude to run into.
It makes me think of that video. When I think of James Hetfield, I think of that video that went viral where he's got the little toy drum around his neck and he's going, "Din-din-din-din-din-din, hey, din-din-din-din."
I'll still never get over Lars squashing fucking Napster for me. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know. There's some, there's some back anger, but that shows my age too. So
Oh, like another one. Since we're on the subject, I worked for Machine Gun Kelly one time. Obviously, a lot of controversy in the media about that guy. When he got off stage, he went out to the crowd and he like hugged and thanked as many people as he possibly could before he had to go. And then when he was like looking for his bus, he asked me to help him find it, and I did, and he was very nice to me. So just saying, like, you know, there's a lot of people who are successful in the music business who are actually pretty nice guys, regardless of what is portrayed on the interwebs.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
He could be playing a character too, you know. I feel like he's got to be at this point.
Playing into it.
Yeah.
Leaning into it for the Instagram, you know.
For clicks, yeah. I mean, think about it. He had like that beef with Eminem. Eminem's like one of the biggest celebrities on the planet. Of course, you want anything, like even bad or good, you want that attached to your name one way or another. Even if it lets you switch genres or whatever.
Dude, I was gonna say Eminem roasted him so hard he had to switch genres.
He quit rap. But you know, you're right. It's got to be hard. Oh, we lost Wyatt. It's got to be.
We
hard.
lost Wyatt.
It's got to be hard these days. It's a different.
I'll keep my eye out.
All the bands that we listen to and all of that, like, again, referring back to Dave Lake last week, they don't really give a fuck. You know what I mean? They're like, they're out playing and having fun and all that. But some of these newer bands, like Machine Gun Kelly, regardless of what we think of him, you know, he's going to work really hard to get attention and popularity. These guys have all these other facets of social media and this media and that media. And it's not like it was before where you picked up a paper show flyer and you went and you found bands by just showing up at a show. Now you're fucking everywhere all at once.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And you're at the scrutiny of likes and dislikes, of course.
Yeah. And you make way less money too, in general.
I think Machine Gun Kelly's doing all right.
Oh yeah, that dude's doing all right. Yeah.
I don't
know. He's probably. You think about it. I wonder if he's still like, you know. I wonder. I would love to know what they make from music, and if that's why they have to go so hard on all the other ventures, is, you know, just to kind of make up for that.
Right.
I don't know. Just crazy. It's crazy how much the industry's changed. You know, streaming and all that. Which I love streaming. I mean, I love being able to just throw a playlist together of every song I can think of. You know, that's still like a crazy concept. Even 10 years ago, I couldn't do. Right. You know,
I just listened to an interview with Violent J from ICP. He was on Steve-O's podcast, and he said that, or they were just messing around. They're like, "All right, let's check out your net worth." So they checked out his net worth, and it said $13 million. And Violent J's like, dude, I don't even have $100,000 in my bank account. He's like, maybe if we sold everything, like, we might have that much, but that also includes, like, you know, his Shaggy, the guy who's in his group too, and like, you know, all their shit and like their catalog, whatever, everything like that might be worth $13 million. But dude was like, I don't even have $100,000 in my bank account. So it's like, it's so fucking weird. Like, you would think somebody like that, who's a platinum artist, has a lot of fucking money, but he doesn't even. He's like, I don't live in $1 million house. I don't have $100,000 in my bank account. He's very like, you know. Maybe it's all in the business. I don't know, obviously, but just throwing that out there. It's like, it's so fucking weird, man.
It's because he blew it all in Fago, man.
I know. I bet their little Fago cost is pretty high. But it's a write-off when you're a business, right?
Yeah, but if you own, regardless of what the business is doing, if you own a chunk of the business, they're going to apply you a net worth based off of what chunk of business you own. So if the business may not be making money, but it's going to be worth a dollar amount because he's
the potential
part owner or whatever, or shareholder or whatever, they're going to get all they add all that into the net worth.
Dude, he said that after, because they do that gathering of the Juggalos every year or whatever, that big old festival, he's like, after it's all said and done, like, we had $5,000 profit.
Yeah.
and that's like a 20,000 person like multi-day festival. Like, it's just wild, dude. Like, I know when we go out and play, we're lucky to make money, and we do make a little bit of money. We're actually able to get like a meal for the band, or fill the gas tank, or get a room if we need to. You know what I mean? It's not a lot, but it's helpful, man, for us to get to that next city. We're really trying to build ourselves up to where we can get to that point of being able to do more than just a weekend, or we can actually go out for, you know, a 14-day run or something like that, you know. Or if there's a call for us to go overseas and play a festival over there, then we can all jump on the plane and do that and not go broke trying to do it. You know, we really are trying to build ourselves up, but it's not all about like the finances and stuff for us. It's more about just having fun. That's like the goal with this band, to just like, that's one piece of advice I took from Fat Mike, was just try to have as much fun as possible, and that has stuck with me. So that's my big goal. Anything else that comes after that or with that is a bonus.
Well, your record label might be talking to a few people about some festivals and some places and things like that. So we'll see what happens there.
Sheesh. That would be neat.
Yeah.
Right now, if you Google It's Fine net worth, you're gonna find that we're worth, I think, maybe 2 ounces of top shelf weed, maybe.
Or some of that, maybe some of that Puro Crystal, right? Like that.
I don't know what the exchange rate is there. Well, man, it's crazy. Like it's screw the money, man. Like I'm so fortunate that I've been able to share the stage with so many bands that I look up to. That's what I'm in it for, and I know the other guys are in it for that too. Wyatt and I both got to in 2017. We got to play the Arizona Punk and Drublic Fest. So
Nice.
opening up for No Effects and Bad Religion and Goldfinger and Authority Zero and Guttermouth, man, that was just like that day will just forever be burned into my brain, just because that was the best day ever. I just remember that, like, No Effects and Bad Religion. I just remember thinking like, it doesn't get any bigger than that for me, like we could play with like Green Day or like Metallica or something like that, and that would not be as big to me as No Effects and Bad Religion.
I get it.
I think the
man.
experience, like, alone, and the experience alone, like that camaraderie we have within our band too, like that's and that happiness that we get from that's what's going to make us successful. Not what's in the band account. You know what I mean? Not
exactly
how far we traveled to play the biggest show we've ever played in our life. That's not it. You know what I mean? It's our happiness. That's what makes us successful. And fucking whatever comes past that and the fun we're having, holy shit, man, what a bonus. And we've gotten so many bonuses. Every single show we've played, we've just had a blast. We've only played like 6 or 7 or something like that.
Yeah,
but
man.
We've had like some of the funnest shows I've ever played in my entire life is with this band.
Yeah.
Well, tell you what, guys, you need to talk to your fucking record label and like have them send you north of the border to Canada. I will fucking be there in a heartbeat. All right.
Ooh,
I'm
with it. I've always wanted to go to Canada, man.
I think 2 of us are passported up and ready to go.
Perfect.
That's
Perfect.
good news.
Let's do this shit.
At least half. I can't speak for the other guys, but I'm just saying, fucking, we're ready. We're ready. That I can speak for everybody on, the fact that we're ready.
Awesome.
It's time for us to go out and like see some of these places and meet new people, and hopefully have our music, hit them in a way it hits us when we're writing it and when we're trying to like convey a message to be able to portray within the music and within the art, because it's, man, we put every bit of energy that we have into this shit, man. I'm not just saying that and being cliche. We fucking love this band.
Yeah.
We spent all these years just getting fucked up and not giving a crap about anything, and now we're just kind of like, we're not taking ourselves too seriously, but we're like making sure we do a really good job and make something that we're proud of.
Yeah.
100%.
Amen to
Well,
that.
good. Ryan, Doc, you've been quiet. You got any questions for the band?
Yeah, I'm curious. So it's been a very long time since I played in bands. Been busy doing trying to be an adult thing, raising a family. How has finding shows and booking short little jaunts, 3-day little tours and stuff changed for you guys? Is it the same? Is it still finding somebody know somebody and giving a phone call, or is
Yeah, so I gotta say, it hasn't changed a whole lot. One thing that has added to it that is just another tool in the box is social media. That's just like, you can still post flyers, you can still call venues, you can still give somebody a CD. Some people still listen to CDs, whatever. But like, it's all just tools in one box to be able to try to get yourself out there and into people's ears. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, don't ask that other guy that just popped into the.
I was gonna say, who's this rando?
What
Guys,
up, guys?
The other half of Fifth Day Records decided to join us. Don't ask him about
Hey.
booking shows. Don't ask him about booking shows because
Ah.
it stresses him out like nothing else. So just.
Well, you know. So how's everybody doing?
What's up, Tim?
I've been watching the podcast, and I'll tell you what. God damn it, Matt, you're an asshole. Trevor, you're cool.
Cheers. Cheers, brother.
But the rest of It's Fine really fucking rocks, man, and I will have to jump in if I can.
Well, you're already here.
Well, yeah, I
We
do
let
what I
you
do.
in. You may as well say something.
But no, like to have Fifth Day Records meet It's Fine was one of the best things that could ever approach us. These guys are not only like upstanding mother effers, but they also they work hard and they do things and they make great music. So for all the things to come with It's Fine, like even I take a step back and say, holy shit, there's so much more to come, and it freaks me out, and I love it.
Yeah, Tim and I were just having this conversation the other day. It was, and Trevor, stay in the group mode because I don't like that big put my face in the screen thing. Tim and I were just talking about this the other day. My biggest gripe about It's Fine, and I have just one huge gripe about this band. They have set the fucking bar so high for signing bands that other bands are going to come in and we're going to be like, these fucking divas, because we have this expectation, and It's Fine has been like the dream band. They like every recommendation, shut up, fucker. But like every recommendation, every promotion, everything we've done with them so far has been like the easiest transition. And I wish bands like this on other labels. We have so many other friends and other labels, and I guarantee they're going, fuck these guys. They, the first big punk band they pick up is Cooperative. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, just because I know what some of these other labels deal with, and they have set the bar so high that I think Tim and I are going to be like, fine, we'll sign this band, we'll put up with their shit. And I joke because I'm sure other bands are just as good, but I don't want to sound like that fucking label, but it's hard. It's going to be hard with what we've enjoyed doing with these guys so far.
Well, and from the sounds of it, they're cooperable and they're fucking good.
Yeah.
Also,
exactly.
Yeah.
And dude, just shout out to you guys. You guys deserve the props. You guys are solid as shit. Like I'm banging your shit on my fucking Spotify playlist, man. Like,
thank you.
I gotta, yeah.
I have to say one thing real quick.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for Mr. Wyatt, this thing wouldn't have ever happened.
We already talked about this. Where have you been?
No, we didn't talk about it. We didn't talk about this. We touched on it, and I don't know the story.
He just wants to suck him off a little bit.
I know this, but seriously, Wyatt comes from another band, Skulldrug, and if you heard Skulldrug is insanely amazing. So I had a show that I put on up the street for my other brand, Comics and Chaos, and Skulldrug came through, and I had my partner through my studio building business come through, and he's a 70-year-old man, right? And he heard every band, like this solo dude's cool, like this dude's cool, that band's cool. He's like, who the fuck is that Skulldrug? that was like for real. And I said, well, that's my boy Wyatt, and dude, it was like something. And he's like, no, that band was the best band of the night. Even there was some like stop things and like really nice, really cool things going on, but no, the dude who's been in the record industry in the music industry for all of his life, he said Skulldrug was amazing.
They'll melt your face, man.
Very good band. Very good.
Good. Like as a band.
Yeah.
And Trevor
Yeah.
Trevor keeps putting Wyatt up, and Wyatt's still just sitting there looking pretty.
Oh yeah. I'm just sitting here thinking how uncomfortable can I make Wyatt?
It's cool. I'm uncomfortable. Like
It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
We had a birthday party for him over the weekend. You can only imagine how uncomfortable he was there.
Oh, exactly.
Wyatt makes everybody feel uncomfortable.
No.
In a good way sometimes, but
Yeah,
dude.
but in the end, it's just always uncomfortable.
Nah, man, when we're driving down that highway and I'm acting like a fucking lunatic, bouncing like an ADHD kid out of my seat, and I look over at Wyatt and he's just driving, chilling. It brings me back down to reality. So I kind of need that. I need that in my life.
Yeah, I
Dude,
think that
Wyatt's
was
one of the
first
most
thing.
solid dudes, man. In general,
If
like he
it,
shows
honestly,
up, he gets his shit done,
yes, 100. That's
gets it
100%.
done right.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, like if it wasn't for like Wyatt or Alec, it'd just be Aaron and I bouncing off the fucking walls all night long, dude. No alcohol or drugs necessary. It's just two dudes with a bunch of energy and a bunch of ideas. Like that's us, and like the other guys are kind of like, all right, let's figure out how we can make
It's the
this
monkey
an
with the
actual thing.
cymbals.
Yeah. Like, we're-
Backflip.
now that all the ass kissing's done, you guys obviously manage life versus band, and there's stuff in your outside life, you know, families and kids and things like that. But we got a couple gamers in here, right? Like we got some
Oh yeah,
video game guys in here.
yeah. Meatbag and I both we both game, we both stream off and on. Yeah, I mean we do. We all juggle a lot. When you think
We've
about
been
it, it
doing
kind of
that.
sounds like too much when you think about it.
Right.
I've caught
But,
you,
you know,
Meg.
We've both been doing the whole streaming thing for a little while now, but yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It sounds like a lot, but like you said,
It sounds like a
it's
lot,
not
yeah.
I caught Meatbag's Twitch account on occasion or so, and
Oh yeah,
it's entertaining. It's actually entertaining.
Yeah, dude.
Well, shit, I'm gonna have to subscribe to this, man. I got Twitch. I'll watch that shit.
hell yeah, dude. Yeah, we
Meatbag
just-
AZ on Twitch.
Biomag on Twitch,
Yeah.
just like the No Use for a Name song, and yeah, I mean
Awesome.
we're just hanging out with people, just like we're doing it like this right
Yeah.
here. We're just hanging out, you know. It's really
Yeah.
no different.
I'm really worried about Wyatt right now. I think he's crazy. I think he saw
He's fine. He's fine.
It's
Wyatt,
fine.
you're good, right?
I
Yeah,
love
see,
you,
he's good.
Wyatt.
Wyatt's just found
I
his
think I'm
zen,
good.
man. That's what it is.
I'm good anytime that I see you guys.
Exactly.
There you go.
He sees Tim's face right now. It's total fucking zen for this guy.
Going back
Yeah,
to
Tim-
12.
But Tim couldn't be more of a fifth day whore right now either. So I don't know.
Every one of these guys, I see Aaron, I see you.
I'm just wearing the hat. I went band whore. That's where I went. And I
That
even
still
have a hat
makes you-
back here.
That still makes you a fifth day whore if you're rocking a fucking fifth day band shirt.
I suppose.
But, like I'm not like, dude. I got other people going on me right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but I mean-
that's when you wake up in the morning and go build shit. All right.
You know, maybe if
Back on.
maybe if Stranger Prince hadn't made such a solid merch line.
I know. Shout out
Yeah.
to Stranger
Fine
Prince and
and
Bad
or
Birds.
Shout
Fifth Day
out.
Records.
Quit
then,
spinning
you know.
it.
Truthfully, for everybody that's listening right now, if anybody needs great quality merch, please reach out to Stranger Prince and Matt
Yeah, dude.
because we have gotten nothing but great compliments on the quality of our shirts, whether it's like the graphic or the softness or whatever it is that we get
The
a
socks?
lot. The socks. We get a lot of compliments on our merchandise. I'm very grateful for that, and it wouldn't be possible without Matt and Stranger
Well,
Prince.
we have to have a conversation after this because we got to make sure you got enough for the upcoming shows.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we should be good because we didn't. I mean, we did good at Doll Hut, but we should be good. We'll have a combo though.
Cool.
Yeah.
But man, you know, I'm serious. Like Stranger Prince is doing something really cool, and I'm even like trying to find some bands to shoot his way because can't beat it, man. For the quality, the convenience.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There's always cheaper. There's always more expensive, but you know, with Matt and Stranger Prince, it's just like this honest, fucking square price. But you get like
that honest medium. It's the honest medium. It's like you're gonna pay a good price for a good quality fucking item.
And so for all of our regular
merch that
rules,
sells,
and for all of our regular rules of the pit, watchers and listeners, no, I did not set this interview up to have money. I promise that was not the intention. You can just go to Facebook and kiss my ass. Don't do it here.
This episode is brought to you by Stranger Prince.
This and this and this. And this. Well, see, I have about 8 businesses, so we could go through one after the other. But no, I'm stoked to do it because I want to make sure everything's out there looking good for you guys.
Yeah, that's great. People love it. People are buying it. You know, I mean, we haven't even played that enough shows to get our name out in some of the places that we've played, and people want the merch. You know, whether it's they liked us or they like the merch. You know, honestly, I've legit had people come up to us. Just in general over the years, and you know, they may not even like, we had people buy our merch I think in Payson that didn't even watch our set. You know, it's just one of those things. They saw the merch and they liked it. I like the merch, I want it. So yeah.
Well, that's another shout out to give is Steven, you got to give a shout out to Jaden because Jaden's doing some incredible shit. Holy cow.
Shout out to my wife Jaden. She's
Mrs. Meats.
Mrs. Meats. She is she's an amazing artist, and she has been she's been an artist for years.
I would hate to be called Mrs. Meats.
My mom, everybody calls my mom Mama Meats.
Mama Meats.
Mama Meats is a saint.
Yeah, Mama Meats is a saint. But back to my wife, she's an amazing graphic designer. She's been doing it for a long time. She did take a bit of a break, but when It's Fine started, she kind of got started. I mean, she would do some work here and there, just kind of like for fun. But when It's Fine started, she kind of had a purpose to start drawing again. And now she's sketching every single night. It's fucking amazing to see an artist get their craft back, get that drive back. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because when I first met my wife, she wanted nothing to do with art. She had done it for so long, and she was just kind of exhausted from it. But then, you know, to see that passion really come back, it's really exciting.
Yeah, there's nothing more exciting for a printer like me to get an artist that really is into their work. And then you put it down on a piece of like a t-shirt or a hat or an item, and they fucking love it and it does well. And there's no bigger like I don't make a ton of money on stuff like that. Like working with artists and stuff like that, you don't make a ton of money, but the satisfaction of them knowing that something that they created is now a viable product that somebody else wants.
Yep.
It's I'll take a loss of profit any day knowing that I was able to help an artist feel that good about that. That's just, and she's working on a piece right now, I think, that we're going to be announcing soon. And you can say a little bit about it here, but Steven, what is she working on right now?
So we're getting some It's Fine skate decks out there, and that's going to be really rad. Can't go into exact detail of what the graphic is, but the graphic is going to describe each of us with a little bit of our personality, and then you'll get a nice It's Fine logo right up on the nose of the board. So it'll be cool.
Nice.
So
yeah,
it'll be cool. And I've been kind of like, all right, where's it at? And she's like, dude, chill out. This takes time. Just wait. Because I'm so excited. I skateboarded my whole life. I still skate to this day. Not as hard. I don't go as hard as I used to, but it's just a big passion of mine, and this is the first time I've actually had like a band that I've been in with a skate deck, and it's very exciting to me. So I'm like kind of antsy, you know.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get one out to Doc. Doc's a little bit of a collector of band boards. He's got them up on
Absolutely.
the
We'll make sure for everybody that's listening, we're gonna have like a pre-order link for it. So just stay tuned. We'll announce that. Everybody will get their pre-orders in, and then we'll get them shipped out to you as soon as possible. And we'll have all the details.
Somebody might have to like take a step back. I mean, if I decide to buy everything just because I'm a selfish bastard, sorry guys, sorry fans, sorry dudes.
Yeah, we've got.
He's
Meatbag
making a
and we've got
Investment.
Moneybag.
Only
We've
2
got
decks
Meatbag and
per
Moneybag
order.
in the chat right now. That's the problem.
Yeah.
But
Limited
not
to
really.
2 decks per pre-order.
fuck that. It's a pre-order. They can buy as many as they want. 'Cause we'll order-
Send it. Buy them
we'll order
all.
as
Send
many as
it,
we
man.
want. You want
We'll buy
10?
more.
Add 10.
Yeah,
to the
you know what I'm
pre-order.
saying?
And we do have some shows coming up too. If I can go ahead and talk about those, that'd be
Yeah.
super
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
Actually,
absolutely, man.
Before
Yeah.
you talk about those shows, let's do this. So we're getting close to the hour mark, and we say we're going to cut off about an hour. So let's do this. We at Rules of the Pit have 3 questions that we ask at the end of every interview. So
I remember them today.
You remember them?
Fucking
Good. That's
remember
probably
'em.
good.
Let's go.
You won't go out of order. But what I want to say
Oh,
is
I'm probably gonna
we'll
be
do
out
this
of
a
order.
little like a la Hot Ones, kind of like Hot Ones does it. We'll ask the 3 questions. We'll get through those 3 with you guys. And then right after those 3 questions, we'll give you a chance to promote whatever you're ready to promote. Why don't we do it that way? So who wants to
All
start?
right.
Doc, you want to start? Or
No,
Trev
no,
wants
no.
to start. All right,
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
start there.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to take one of these fucking questions now that I know them, right? Because I don't know the order. So,
Because we haven't done
But-
this before.
but between you guys, you each can answer this one. What kind of bands are you listening to right now in your fucking Spotify playlists or anything that's like really grabbed you guys and you think should maybe have a little extra like shout out kind of because it's cool shit, you know?
Bro, that new Decline album, the Decline from Australia, man,
Mhm.
that new album.
Yep.
I can't remember the name because it's brand new, but I have to plug it because man, those dudes are so good, man. I absolutely love their music. The album's called the Magical Misery Tour,
Yep.
and it's so
Ah,
solid.
nice.
They've got
It's
got
got
some
that
singles
Beatles
they've
cover on
previously
there.
released. Yeah, they do The Answer Is Still No by No Use, and then the very last song is a Beatles cover with a little help from my friends, and that one's solid too.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that and the new MXPX album I think are what I'm spinning the most. They're still solid, man. Those dudes are still hauling, man. They're I swear they're aging backwards.
I agree. It's like Mike Herrera's like not only putting out great new music, but he's like sidelining in Goldfinger, and it's like Jesus,
Yeah.
man, like you're you're one of the bassists that every bassist wants to be like.
Yeah, right.
Stop
Absolutely.
being so good, damn
Hey,
it.
Trev, before we go into question 2, you got to pin that comment that just popped up because we just got a comment from other Fifth Day artist, the Vigilante
here we
right
go.
here. And what I
Boom.
want to say is it's fine's got the biggest deck. So,
Bro,
Whoa.
honestly, I think the size
Medium
of the
si-
deck
yeah.
that we're putting out is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I
we're
think
gonna
that's
go with like
totally
an 8 or 9
adequate.
inch.
It's just
My
So-
wife said the size was
Medium
fine,
grande
Chris.
fine.
Calm down.
Her exact words were, "It's fine," and that's how this band started.
All right, Ryan, you're up.
Oh, shit.
Okay. Let's see. We want to close out with the last one. So we sort of started Rules of the Pit with the hope that one day we could make a little scratch and put it back into the world through donations. And so, like, what cause is really close to the band? It can be anything you want.
Well, me personally, I would have to say like any donations towards like what Maui is going through is fucking
Mm,
super
man.
awesome because my family my family comes from Hawaii, and so
Okay.
it means a lot to me.
No doubt.
Jade and I, my wife, we recently purchased the one of the No Effect shirts, and their proceeds are going to the Maui. I can't remember the exact name. I think it's like the Maui something foundation. I apologize dearly, but and we don't have a lot of money. We're able to buy a T-shirt and put a little bit of those proceeds towards it. So like, you know, we were very grateful for that. So like anything towards what Maui's going through right now would be super, super dope. Just for me personally, because my family, we all come from Oahu. It's not exactly Maui, but you know, that's Hawaiian. That's Hawaiian family, you know, and that's what this band is all about. We're all about family. Like that's why my wife is doing the art, and we jam at Wyatt's house with his family there. You know what I mean? Like this band is a family. It really is. So.
Awesome. Well, I'll close it out. On Rules of the Pit, we follow the rule. If they fall, you pick them up. Is there any rules you guys would add in the punk rock scene to the rules of the pit?
The rules of the pit. Don't throw your damn drinks in the middle of the pit, please. You throw them backwards to the people who are far away from the pit. That's the rule.
I like it.
Definitely. Any of you other two? Or are you guys good with his?
Spread a little kindness. The world needs a little bit more kindness.
Yeah.
Be nice to people, please.
Yeah.
Dude.
Spread kindness in the pit, man. I've met plenty of people in a mosh pit that were just super cool people. The vibes are immaculate. You know, you can't talk because you can't hear each other, but like automatically you have that connection that, you know, you're in there. It's just getting out that energy for a band that you both love. You know, it's a one of a kind experience.
You may not be able to hear, but body language is huge. So, you know, feel inviting. You know what I mean? Make people feel welcome. You know,
Definitely.
it's
And
not
if you
just
haven't
your
hopped in
world;
the
it's
pit,
everybody
hop in the
else's
pit.
world too. We all gotta fucking exist on this spinning rock together. So let's make the best out of it.
No
Instead of
crowd
just
killing.
Fighting, instead of fighting with each other about shit we can't control. You know.
I'm sorry to interrupt real quick, but I want to hear something out of Wyatt.
It's his turn.
Oh, yeah?
It's
Give
your
us your
turn.
sexy
We saved
voice.
The best
Turn,
for
Wyatt.
last.
Save the best for last, Wyatt.
Yeah, dog.
Well, stand up for what you believe in.
Yep.
Hey, yeah.
Good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Trevor, close us out. Get us out of here. It's late.
All right. All right. Guys,
Doc.
guys, thank you so much for coming on tonight. It's been a pleasure. Anybody who has not checked out It's Fine Yet, you're sleeping under a fucking rock. Get that rock off you. Go out, check out their self-titled album. It rocks. Like, yeah. If you like Lagwagon,
Thank you,
if you
man.
like Badass from that, if you like New Fan, go out, check it out. You're gonna fucking love it. Thank you guys for coming out.
Thank you.
We're Rules of the Pit, and hope to see you guys next time. All right. Peace.
Okay, go for Lars.
Thanks, guys.
Come on, Trev. You got this.
We're all like getting undressed over here.
You can turn the live off now.
Well.
Done.